Thank you for stopping by to visit the channel for this upcoming game preview. If you want to hear a different take of college football from an analytical perspective, if you haven't done so already, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and select all so you won't miss another video. Also, like the video, it helps the channel grow, and give me your score prediction in the comment section below, even if you agree or disagree. We got Michigan and Iowa playing in the Big Ten Championship. The game will be broadcasted on Fox at 7 p.m. Central Time with the duo of Gus Johnson and Joel Klatt on the call. And there is a lot more than a championship at stake. With a win, Michigan will all but clinch a spot in the college football playoff as a potential 2 seed depending on what else happens on Saturday. But it's not going to be an easy task against the Hawkeye defense that has been stingy all season. Will Michigan continue their dream season, or will the Hawkeyes turn it into a nightmare and create chaos on Championship Saturday? On the tail of the tape, the advanced numbers show the Wolverines are a top 5 unit in overall quality, but their offense will not have the advantage against a stout Iowa defense. However, when they're on defense, they're expected to shut down what has been an anemic Iowa offense this year. The Vegas line opened with Michigan as a 10.5 point favorite, and SP Plus has Michigan as an 11 point favorite with a 74% win probability. Michigan 42, Ohio State 27. That's all you need to hear if you're a Michigan fan. 8 years of frustration was balled up and unloaded on Ohio State Saturday afternoon. It was a game where I was chastised a bit in the comment section when I previewed this game, and I predicted an Ohio State win, but Michigan would cover and find a way to keep it close. I was told I was living in a fantasy world and that the numbers didn't matter, and it was going to be a blowout, the big house would not be a factor in the game, and Ohio State was the far superior team. The superior team in this case was the team in maize and blue. I cautioned everyone that the home underdog in a one-score spread has been a problem for the favorite this year. And by the way, your eyes are not deceiving you. That is a 100% success rate in the third quarter for Michigan. That third quarter was sheer perfection, and that needs to be hung in the Louvre somewhere. Iowa was an underdog against a 3-8 Nebraska team, but Nebraska was not your typical 3-8 team. The advanced metrics proved it. Nebraska was dominating the game with a backup quarterback, and Iowa was struggling to get anything going. But in typical Iowa fashion, instead of scoring on offense, they decided to score on special teams and use their defense to create short fields so the running game with Tyler Goodson can get the job done. It was a recipe they used to shoot up to the number 2 ranking at one point this season. When Michigan has the ball, there is going to be some resistance. Iowa's defense is stingy. They will not go away quietly into the good night. So expect some resistance relative to the success you had against Ohio State last week. But this Iowa team is tricky on defense. They're a top 10 unit in both EPA and success rate. They're also a lead on standard downs, which is going to be a key component in this game against a Michigan offense that wants to stay ahead of the chains. If Iowa gets Michigan on a consistent 3rd and long with their top 10 pass defense, Michigan is going to struggle a little bit to move the ball against the Hawkeyes, even though Cade McNamara has improved his ability to stretch the field vertically and Michigan has the athletes on the perimeter to break the game open. But Iowa is fundamentally sound, and they are well schooled. When Iowa has the ball, as you can see, Michigan has a clear advantage. So moving the ball against this Michigan defense is going to be challenging. The Michigan defense is a solid unit in all aspects of the game. The Iowa offense hasn't been consistent this year, so it looks like they're going to be using the same formula they have been using this year. Use their defense and special teams to create short fields to work with. If Iowa has brutal field position, Aiden Hutchinson and the Michigan pass rush will feast on the Hawkeye offense. So the rating system that I use is based on the principles of ELO and is structured by the point differential of the average college football team. So what goes into the rating system is a few parts of a weighted recruiting average, some parts returning production, recent ranking history, and so on. So the ratings that I use are different from the tail of the tape where I use SP+. Out of all the games on Championship Saturday, my model gives Michigan the highest win probability. My model has Michigan winning by the estimated score of 31-16 with an 82% win probability. Before Iowa fans go crazy, my model does not factor in special teams. All right, so it's prediction time. Iowa is a double-digit underdog, and I asked myself, is there an avenue for Iowa to win this game? And the answer is yes, and it's what they've been doing all season. Their defense has made a living on making the other team make mistakes in critical situations, and they convert on those. The problem is when you face a team that relies on being efficient like Michigan, your defense could end up on the field for a long time, especially when your offense is struggling. But I do have something for Iowa fans. If Iowa is ahead by a touchdown going into the fourth quarter, and I'm not saying Iowa is marching down the field scoring touchdowns at will, but if they just so happen to get a defensive touchdowns, a crucial play on special teams, they have the second best fourth quarter defense in the country, while Michigan's offensive efficiency in the fourth quarter is ranked 39th. So if you're Iowa, that's good. You're basically going to lean on your defense to salt the game away from Michigan and potentially have that game-clinching turnover when the Wolverines are trying to make a play happen. But on the other side, here's a problem. Your fourth quarter offensive efficiency is 130th, and Michigan's fourth quarter defense is 18th. The thing about Michigan, and it's a fair concern for me, have they come down yet after beating Ohio State? After being tormented for years? That game against Ohio State was a masterclass piece of execution. And now you're expected to do it again the following week. Do they have enough juice left to finish the job? In a game like this, I'm going to trust Michigan's offense. Their skill positions, their offensive line especially, and their physicality will be the difference in this game. I got Michigan winning by the score of 23-10. But I also have another question as well. It's for Michigan fans. If you were to lose this game to Iowa, how would you rate your season? Would you consider this season as a failure, or would you treat it as if you were playing with house money anyway and you have more optimism for next year? I'm just curious to get your thought on that. And with that being said, that's going to be a wrap for another game preview. Let me know what your thoughts are in the game in the comment section below. Give me your score prediction and tell me why your team is going to win the game. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give the video a like. And if you love college football as much as I do, hit the subscribe button if you want to stay updated with the latest previews and the occasional highlights. And as always, thank you for watching and thank you for visiting the channel.